Hey guys, it's Lethic here, and I'm doing a track by track on my latest album, Authenticity Died a Long Time Ago. Before I start, I just wanted to say how appreciative I am for the response that I've been getting for this album. I'm blown away. I genuinely do think this is my best album. A lot of people are thinking that as well, so I just wanted to take a second to thank you. The first song on the album, Anxiety, in 2016. That was probably one of the first songs that I started working on for this project. The story behind it is just in the title. It was my anxiety back in 2016. I'm just trying to impress people at like a party and kind of having like an identity crisis to where exactly how I could do like a good impression, like a first impression of myself. So that was the song. The next song, 134, it's a two-parter. The first part of the song is just going to a party, forgetting your responsibilities, like literally, like absolutely no limits whatsoever. And then the second part of the song is the consequences. You deal with the hangover, you deal with the aftermath, and you don't even want to go home, you don't even want to go back because you've worked your 9 to 5, you have responsibilities as an adult, you have to just basically, you have to just understand that the party's temporary and everything else is lifelong. The next song on the album, Should Have Asked for an Extension. That song specifically is me talking to past me, if anything. Everything that I was calling whoever on that song was past me, where it came down to the idea of making music versus just doing it for like the love and craft of making music. The next song on the album, A House with Empty Rooms, is me just not wanting to be social at that point. It was more me just going into my head of just wanting to just make music, listen to music that I would make, either it's inside, outside, or anything like that. It's just me wanting to be by myself, if anything. It's one of my favorite songs off the album just for the second half because it's just one of those things where I started to experiment more with what I've been listening to a lot lately. Pretty much the album is heavily influenced by Danny Brown's Stardust, Underscores You, Quadeca's Scrapyard mixtape. Like those are like the top 3 albums that really influence the sound of this on this album, and I think A House with Empty Rooms is one of the best examples of how those 3 albums influenced what I was trying to make on this thing. Frankenstein was honestly, I felt like it was more of a novelty song versus a song that's supposed to be taken seriously. I love how the beat came out. I love how everything came out with that song. I genuinely do feel like it's the best produced song on the album, where it comes down to like the house vibes, the distortions, where it comes down to certain synths and certain drum kits, and the song, I don't think it's about anything, just more just like a metaphor of feeling like Frankenstein because of like what you're making and making it all combined into one. Nature is the next song, and it's heavily influenced by Porter Robinson's Nurture and Quadeca's Vanisher album, where it comes down to at least the sound. Musically, it's just about of course, being outside and enjoying nature, understanding how it feels to be outside, not having to deal with, like the city or having to deal with other people, just being around nature, animals, and just being in the outside world. All Your Demons was one of the first songs that I made for this album, and the first release song that I did. The original was like a demo version in my mind instead of like what came out to be on the album. And it's one of the 2 songs I was on the fence on, where it comes down to if I wanted to put this on the album, because the song itself is very political, and I think for the longest time I just wanted it to be its like own standalone single I didn't know if it was going to work with the context of the album, but with how scattered it is, that's how I figured out it should work for this song, versus just thinking about its political views and political themes holding back the album. So that's why I ended up putting it on the album. The next song, Ozzy and Raja. Like I said in the interview, my dog Raja had to be put down in January. And this song is a dedication to him and my older dog Ozzy, who had to be put down back in 2014, I believe. And it's just me just reminiscing of how much they did for me and my family, and how much love that they really did give out to us. It's the shortest song, but I felt like I said what I needed to say on that song just so I can make sure that the tribute is there. Green Records is one of my personal favorite songs that I've made. It's all about just smoking weed and listening to music, because of the fact that the world could literally end any moment, because of the fact that like all the shit that's going on, at least in America. And it's something that you would rather not think about. You just want peace, you want love, you want to be happy. And in my mind, just playing records, smoking, and just vibing out is what usually makes me the most happiest, especially being a musician and a big lover of music. Still was probably the one song that I had to go back and forth on if I wanted to release it or not, because it is the second song that I was on the fence on where it comes down to putting this on the album or not. And I was told by people who did listen to it before it came out that I should put it out. I had something to say, especially where it comes down to, once again, it's political themes and how I truly do feel where it comes down to everything going on. And I don't regret putting it out. The responses to that song have been like positive so far, so I think I did a good job where it comes down to including it in this album. The next song and the final song, Tears and Sadness, was originally the demo version of Raja, like the song that I was going to dedicate to Raja, where it came down to its themes of losing a loved one and hoping that they are living best in the afterlife, if anything. And at first I thought it would be a good song to dedicate to Raja, but the more that I think about it, and then the more I made the Ozzy and Raja song, the more I realized it would just be best just to rename it Tears of Sadness, because it still shares the theme. It's not anything different, but I do feel like titling Tears of Sadness was going to be the best move for that song. Once again, I do think this is my best work. It's just a really good collection of songs in my mind. And once again, the reception that this album has been getting since it's been out for an entire week so far has just been incredible. Once again, thank you guys so much for dedicating your time to listening to my music. I know it's very amateurish. I am just really happy to know that even how amateur it is, I don't use AI. It's all me, and I am very proud of it. So once again, thank you guys.